It's Deprogram, the podcast where we try to get you into a band and cause all sorts of noises with my microphone because I had to adjust it. I just had to. It had to be done. What do you want from me? There. Is that better? Is that better? I hope you like that, because I did. You're going to like this, because we're talking about Parquet Courts today. And you guys laid down the law and said it was Scott, indeed, who put Parquet Courts up on the board. So walk me through it. Like, what is Parquet Courts for you, Scott?
Well, it's like many things, many discovery things. Like, it came from Spotify, listening to some list. I think it was like a psychedelic list or something like that, and they were on it. Lots of songs from Wide Awake. I think it was either Freebird 2 or Almost Had to Start a Fight, In and Out of Patience. I think that kind of was like, whoa, this band's pretty cool. So then that just led me to a path of just listening to everything.
Got to get it all. Got to collect them all. And it collected Jennie. So, Jennie,
yes.
How did you find your way to Parquet Courts, and what made you decide, I need to get in on this?
It's Scott's fault. Yeah, he told me about the band. I think they probably came up on a Spotify Discover list or something like that, like he said. But, when I first heard them, my immediate thought was that, like, I don't know, like, where or when this band is from, and that instantly drew me in. Like, I thought that they were like a post-punk kind of thing from like the early 80s. So it was a complete shock to me when I found out they were still current.
Yeah, man.
I don't know whether I didn't know whether they were from New York or California or England or anything. And that was just fascinating to me. And the more I listened to them, the more I really like them.
I want to echo that because I didn't know them from Adam or Steve going into this. And I feel like maybe the name of the band was a punchline somewhere, like, not making fun of the band, but like, oh, you look like you listen to Parquet Courts or something. And so like that would have been after the band was put up on the board though. So I hadn't heard, and my first instinct was, oh man, like, is this like some early 80s band? Like, what is this? Like, as I was listening, and I couldn't pinpoint the when, and like, even until just, I was looking at my list and looking at one of the albums and it came out in 2018. I was like, what? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And like you said, that kind of drew me in a little further. Like, as I was listening this last time through, like, it made me listen a little bit different. And I that you said something right before we went on, chaotic, and there is a lot of that with this band. There's a lot of controlled chaos, and there's a lot of just chaos.
Yes.
And it is a blast to get through. I'm curious though, like, so it's a little high count of songs. It's like 90 something songs. How did you trim down to 20 for this one, Scott?
I kind of didn't. I mostly had
just all of them.
I had about like 30 or 40, and so I have a lot on the maybe list. But yeah, it was tough. This, like, I think that happened with Jesus and Mary Chain or something like that. I don't know, but like, this kind of forced me to listen to their whole discography, and it was tough making cuts. I was like, wanted to like not to like remove a song, and I'm just like, God damn it, this song is just way too good, and I can't. So.
As usual, Jennie putting her 20 together right up until we hit record. So what was
literally
it like?
the last second.
What was it like this time, Jennie?
Okay, so I'll explain that, because it's not like I'm waiting until the last minute to actually put my list together. What I used to do was just gather all the songs that I liked and then trim them down at the last minute. So this time, like what I've been doing lately, and it's generally made it easier, is to get my first pass done, and then I go through and pick out the ones that are like, the fuck yes, I have to have this song. And so what I've been doing is, instead of going over and doing like 23 and I have to cut down at the last minute, I always save like one slot and just gut decision, what is the last one that I throw in there. Earlier today, I had like 30 songs on my maybe list.
Mm.
As of this afternoon, I had 46. So I think I did a pretty good job cutting it back.
Well done. Way to trim down to 20.
Yeah. I tried to I wouldn't say that they're the most diverse band, but I try to pick a little bit of each different type of sound that they do. Like they have the kind of more punk sounds, and they have the post-punk sounds and the indie sounds, and just this whole gamut. So I try to get a good sampler in there.
I found there's points in time where they were giving talking heads to me, and there's points in time where they're giving me Devo, and there's points in time where they're like you said, I was just thinking straight an early 2000s New York band, and it's there's enough of those styles that you kind of want to get some of them in, but the overarching thing is some sort of chaos. And I'm echoing that again, because when you said it right before, it clicked to me, that's what was drawing me in, is that chaos, the inability to really pin down what they are. If somebody asked me, I still couldn't tell you. I'd just be like,
right,
they're an energy. You got to kind of listen. And, I can point you to some bands they kind of sound like, but it's best to just listen. And I think, to Scott's point of, so I had 47 on my first pass, which was, high, but because the cuts aren't easy, because I'm trying to, weave that path of, I want some of this, I want some of this, I want some of this. And even coming back through, none of them were there's very few that I was like, yeah, that doesn't belong here. I don't need that. I just tried to keep the ones that gave me that fuck yes energy. And there's a ton of those. There's a ton where you push play and you immediately go, yeah, that's it. That's one. So that has me interested in thinking, because the next part of it, this is why I brought up, the 90 songs. There's three of us. How many for the final say, Scott? And again, folks, if you're listening for the first time, one of the three of us has to hit the number on the head to get the 10th. That person gets to pick the 10th song without question on our list. So for the final say, Scott, how many do you think we're going to get through unanimously?
I think it's going to be pretty high with this. I think. What's the highest you ever had?
9.
Hit the 9?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll split the difference. I'll say 6.
6. Okay. All right. That sounds about right. What are you thinking, Jenny?
I think, because I'm afraid that we're going to be kind of all over the place, but around the same themes.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's going to be a lot of near misses. I'm going to say 3.
3. Yeah. I can see that. Well, my usual number's open. I'm taking it. I'm going 4. I think there's just lots of pockets in the discography we can hide. So, I think, to your point, Jenny, we might be in the same areas, but on different songs in those areas. So, All right, we're going to take a quick pause, and we will be right back for some gameplay. It's the program. Kickstart your road to fitness with the Hard Work Works fitness app. For all ability levels, full gym, no problem. What's included? Over 200 workout plans available for every situation, from a full gym to no equipment at all. Nutrition guide to help you stay on track, and all of this is only $10 a month. There's a special offer for Deprogram listeners. Use promo code STUPID and get your first month free. The Hard Work Works fitness app. Decide, commit, succeed, and join the hustle today. With that, The name of the game is Deprogrammed. The three of us have combed through the Parquet Courts discography and plucked out 20 songs each that we're now going to mash together in an attempt to create a top 10 starter kit for you, in case you are like me and never given Parquet Courts the time of day. Now, when we were talking about, song choices, like I've been racking in my brain. Because of the chaotic energy that persists through this discography, I have no fucking clue where I want to start. Usually I have a song that I'm like, yeah, that's it. Like this is the tone I want to set with this band. Instead, I think what I'm going to do here is go with, this is where this is where I fell in love with the band. This is when I knew that this band was going to be something. Whether this song hits or not is, out of my hands. But this song in this album is where I really, really connected with the band. I'm going to go with Human Performance.
I don't have that one.
I have it.
Hey, okay.
I would really hate for the first one to be a whiff.
You never know. Sometimes it happens. And I let it out in the, I put it out into the world, and it made me feel better that one of the answers we got from listeners was indeed Human Performance. So it's like, okay, nice. So I'm not far off. All right. Human Performance has 2, so it's still alive. And Scott.
So I'll go in the same vein, like you, the one that kind of turned me on to them and everything like that. It was Almost How to Start a Fight, In and Out of Patience from Wide Awake.
Yes.
Okay, nope, I don't have that. Here we go.
I fucking love that song.
Yeah, it's actually, I think, one of my favorite songs of theirs. Like it's pretty great. And I like how they mash 2 songs together, kind of make it into one too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'll tell you this, like, I think Wide Awake was the album I had the toughest time with, because I think I had the entire record after my first pass, and I was just starting to cut stuff. I was like, I can't have everything. Something's got to go. So
yeah, it was really hard for me to make choices with that album, because I could have put the entire thing through. I love it so much.
So that's good to hear, because I thought I was weird, because it's random, because that's kind of late in the discog. I mean, obviously I think they have 2 more past. No, one, Sympathy for Life is after that. Yeah.
Sympathy for Life, yeah.
And they're still active, so like there might still be more to come. So it's weird that this Wide Awake is the album I was talking about, came out in 2018, and so I'm like, this was only a couple years ago, and they're like, I don't want to say they found their groove, because they found it before, but like this stride on that record, it's unreal.
I just want to sidebar on the gameplay for a second. I found a quote about this album earlier, because Danger Mouse produced it. Oh. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, I can completely hear that now. I didn't pick up on it, but now I can't unhear it. So they said that the album is a kind of a fusion of punk and hardcore and funk sounds, and they specifically chose Danger Mouse to produce it because he's a pop producer and he does things very polished and clean. And because it didn't make sense with a punk and hardcore and funk feel, that's why they chose him. They wanted something that did not make sense.
Yeah, I love it.
And I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Well, so the more I'm learning about these guys, these are my peoples. Like,
right. Absolutely.
Let's make all the wrong decisions, because it'll be fun. All right, Jenny.
So speaking of my people, the first one I put down relatable content for, I have 3 that say relatable content. But the first one was Stoned and Starving.
Oh.
Yeah, I got it.
I don't.
Oh, thank God.
That was definitely on my first pass, 1000%.
I just like how they're just listing stuff the whole,
yes.
The whole thing.
He takes you on a journey as he's looking for snacks. Who hasn't been there?
That first collection's tough, because it's 2 records. And I think, I'll be honest with you, I think what happened is, and this is me, I don't know for sure, because looking at it, it's essentially 2 records put together as one. and it's 21 songs. So at some point, I'm like, I'm still on this record. Like,
Yeah.
not even necessarily in a bad way, just like okay, I'd like to see where they go here. I do,
But kind of like the Minutemen on this album, they had a lot of songs that were just like 60 seconds long.
yeah, totally. And so I don't know, man. Like, again, with 21 on the first record, I'm already looking for whatever cuts I can make. So you know, this goes to what we were talking about when we were talking about the final say, like all these near misses. So, all right. Well, here's one that did make it through off the first thing, and I have it listed as my number 2 song, "Master of My Craft."
Yes.
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah!
there we go. We got one. For myriad reasons, I love. Oh, okay, phone. I don't know why you would decide. It does that to me every week now. I should be used to it. I love that they set the tone on the first song on the first record, but like I didn't know that. Like it felt like they moved past it, but then when you look at the entire discography, no, they didn't. Like this is what they are, and I don't know, man. Like I don't know. I don't think I'm explaining it correctly, because typically this is where I would start, but I feel like I moved past that in the other records, but this is still what they do. So it's crazy.
They did set the bar with like the amount of energy that they deliver on each album right from the very beginning.
Yeah. All right. Well, there we go. We got one. Boom. All right. Scott?
Okay, let's see. Let's go with from. Sorry, I lost my place. Well, talk about relatable content. I guess we'll go with that one. Every day it starts.
Yep.
Yes.
Hey, there we go.
That is one of the other ones where I put relatable content.
Anxiety. I have
Anxiety.
all in caps. Anxiety can relate.
I should really just start typing and find. No. Well, we can listen to that too while I'm looking for this one. This is what I was talking about. Like it's got that new wave, that Devo feel, and it's like, huh, interesting. And they do this a couple times.
Yeah, I didn't think of Devo on this one, but there was one where it specifically sounded like space junk to me. I don't know if somebody's going to mention it. It didn't make my last pass.
Oh.
Oops.
We'll see. I should probably just put these in alphabetical order so I can find it easier.
It happens.
Every day, indeed, it does start. And every day, it's anxiety.
Anxiety.
Yeah. For real.
I think they really captured the feeling of anxiety in that song. I mean, if you've never had anxiety, like real fucking anxiety, listen to that song.
Yeah.
You'll know how we feel.
Yeah. Yeah. Every day. Every damned day of my life. All right. Jenny.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yep.
Oh, now I have to pick a song. Okay. So when I first listened to this album, I thought it was my least favorite, but I ended up getting kind of the most songs from it. Happens. Title track from Sunbathing Animal.
I don't have that one.
I had it on a maybe.
I love that it had like a real punk sound.
That's why I put punk vibes next to it. Yep.
Yeah, and I didn't have anything else that was like just pure punk sound, so I had to include that just for representation.
Well, let's go. First one into the bin. It's bound to happen. It's bound to happen.
It would be me.
Does that give you anxiety?
Anxiety.
Every day.
Every day it starts. Anxiety. Well, again, here we go with... the one thing I love about the misses is, like, you get to listen to the band and go, yeah, I probably could have had that one.
I mean, there's, like you said earlier, though, there's very few songs where it's like, I really don't need this one.
Yeah.
You know, like, it could have been any song off this list.
Yeah. So, I guess with that, let me see if I can find you guys again. I like a good song sequel, and what I'll say about this song sequel, because it's a sequel to a song that's not theirs.
Yes.
And it does sound like the original a little bit, like it is there. And typically, especially like that original song, that would turn me off. This time, not so much. I'm in. Freebird 2.
Absolutely. Dude,
listen, it's no for one thing.
Okay.
But I wrote down that I feel like I should have it because I know that it's like it's a good song and it's one of their songs, but like, and specifically because they wrote a sequel to a song that is not theirs. Like,
yes.
That's so cheeky. It's so amazing, but it's not one of my favorites. So I had to play favorites on that one.
Yeah, it was up pretty high. It's up pretty high on my favorite list. So
I just love. Well, again, like, look who we are. You know, like, I love them fucking with people going Freebird 2, but then it actually being a sequel to Freebird. Like, that's what I love. Like, like
yes.
They didn't just title it Freebird 2 and then, like, it doesn't sound anything like Freebird. No, they wrote a song that sounds sort of similar to Freebird, and it's a fucking sequel. There was no getting past that. Like, it's a fun song. I enjoy it. And yeah, there was no getting past. Once I realized, like, no, this is actually what it says it is. I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Scott?
I'll just stay in the wide awake thing and go with Tenderness.
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
I love, I'm a sucker for a song where the lyrics don't match the feel of the song.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of those that has like kind of darker lyrics, but it's poppy, and kind of fun sounding.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
I can't count how many times I've been outdone by nihilism. I think I chose it for that lyric alone.
It's also just this speaks to their timelessness. Like, this is one of those songs I couldn't place. You could have given me 20 guesses, I wouldn't have gotten to 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would have never got there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also at the same time you can't place it if it was before you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Tenderness is in. All right. Jenny?
All right. So I'm going to stay with Wide Awake because I want to talk about how much I love that album. This was probably the one I've listened to and I was most familiar with going into this because there was a couple albums I had not really listened to. And when I first heard the band, I think this was, like I said, this was the album I listened to, and I really got Gang of Four vibes. Like I said, I had that like London early 80s, late 70s kind of sound. Total Football is my next pick.
I don't have it.
Whoa.
But I do love that song.
Actually, I had that listed as my number 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about opening tracks, dude. Dude.
Again, like, so, Human Performance set the bar high for me. And then Wide Awake comes in, Total Football comes on. I'm like, oh, there's another gear.
A challenger has appeared.
Yeah. And so, like, well, and I think it comes out, I can't remember, what's the record in between with the Danielle Lupi, her.
Oh, Milano?
Yeah. Which I liked fine, but like was probably my least favorite of all of them. because it sits between Human Performance and Wide Awake. So like I was less into that. So coming off of that record and then coming back into Wide Awake and going, oh, and then it was like boom, 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 boom. It's like, well, this will be tough.
Yeah. Well, that's a tough one too, because that whole album was like a collaboration.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it almost doesn't really fit in the discography as just theirs. And I remember having this same problem with the David Byrne and St. Vincent duet album.
Yeah.
Like, which ones do I choose for St. Vincent?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. And, two, I'll let you guys know, spoilers, two did squeak through because I thought they were strong enough to be in the conversation. But, like, ultimately, that was my view on that record was, like, when I was looking for cuts, those were the easier ones to find because of that, because what we just said. All right.
Because of the implication.
Because of the implication. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the beginning. How about Borrowed Time?
I feel like I have.
Yep, I got it.
Hold on. I don't remember whether I have this one or not. I didn't choose that. Nope.
All right.
Fuck.
That's all right. I feel like at this point, where are we at? Already 3, right? Yep. We're at 3, and we're almost already at an NTP as well. Like, there has not been much going into only one song into the pile, so we're good. Very good standing. Plenty of gameplay. All right, Scott?
I had it in Instant Disassembly off of
Fuck yeah!
Yeah,
Sorry.
I love that song.
Well, I wish I could make that unanimous then, but I cannot.
I love that song so much. I had written down that it was one of the earlier songs I remember hearing other than Wide Awake, and I love how just lethargic and stonery it sounds. It's perfect. Okay, that's all.
All right, Jenny?
Oh. I'm going to keep in the same vibe there. I got a lot of pavement vibes from them also, which is why sometimes I picked up on like a California kind of sound from them. Even though this is not a California song at all, but
we're not talking about Red Hot Chili Peppers, are we?
No. No, we're not talking about Red Hot Chili Peppers.
That was
California.
That was on the radio.
Okay. Uncast Shadow of a Southern Myth.
Oh, nope.
I love that I'm picking all the
Yes.
whiffs off. Okay.
Good story.
Stays alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stays alive. All right.
And I just love the title. Like it's very artsy and poetic sounding.
We haven't mentioned that either. There is definitely a lot of that, like an avant-garde feel, like a, what's funny is like it's noses up, but not really. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
noses up, but also, here's our middle finger. Like,
well, because they're also having so much fun with everything.
Yeah, yeah. All right. How about Pretty Machines?
I'm pretty sure I have that.
Yes.
Yeah, and I put that's the best song on the album.
Oh, well, hello.
Well, shit.
Yeah. Let's get a listen to that, shall we? Boom. You better not have disconnected, phone. Songs like this. Were they on the Scott Pilgrim soundtrack? Because if they weren't, they fit right in.
I don't remember. Maybe. Let me look it up real quick.
because there's a lot of times where I'm like, if this wasn't on Scott Pilgrim, it very easily could have been.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying there. It does not look like it.
Yeah, so, strangely enough, they're right around Sex Bomb.
Yes, they're kind of like the real life version.
All right. Pretty Machines is in. Scott?
Let's see. So I'm gonna go with their latest album, and we're gonna go with Marathon of Anger.
God damn it!
Oh, no.
No,
Nope. Can't help you. Sorry.
it was close. It was. I was looking at that. That was one of the ones I was kind of eyeing at the last minute there.
Well, yet again, I assume as albums go on that it's going to be, oh, these will be where the easy cuts are. Nope. I mean, I found the cuts there, but they weren't easy.
Okay.
Yes. Jenny.
You know what? I'm gonna go back. I'll preface this by saying I only had one from the collaboration album, Milano. I chose Soul and Cigarette.
Yeah, I got that one.
Nope.
Nice. Got through though.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Yeah, like I said, like there were exactly two, and that's one of them. And where I was like, okay, this feels like them with her. So, all right.
That one felt like the most like them to me. That one, there was one other one that came close, but and that one also had like a Velvet Underground kind of vibe to it. That, I feel like if somebody's listening to this for the first time and like, hey, I like Velvet Underground, let me check these guys out.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
How about I'll go to their most recent effort as well. How about Walking at a Downtown Pace?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Hey! All right.
Damn. Get some last minute unanimous.
Where's that put us at? 5?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. We're one away from Scott's 6. And there's tons of gameplay left. So again, talk about, great track ones. They're a great track one band. They're great at resetting. Here's what we're doing. And I think ultimately with the last record they set the bar so high with this song that I found myself making the cuts a lot easier from this record because I was like, well, I already got Walking at a Downtown Pace. I don't need anything else.
Yeah. That's exactly how I felt about it. Yeah.
There was also like parts of this record I think is where I was getting the Talking Heads vibe.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
All right. Scott?
Let's see here. How about well, since we're talking about Title One track, the first track, we'll go with Already Dead on Human Performance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, the one I don't have. All right.
I guess that was one of my not as favorite albums. I guess it was one of those things where, like, as I'm listening to it, I didn't have that many picks from it, but I love the entire album. It had like a very 60s like mod vibe to it that I really appreciated.
I think what happened here is like I fell in love with the band at that record, right? And like Human Performance, the song specifically, whereas I was like, oh, but then Wide Awake happens, and then I'm like, I come back and I find the cuts a little bit easier from Human Performance because Wide Awake rules. So, all right, Jenny?
Oh, what do I want to do next? You know what? At the beginning, I mentioned the chaotic energy that's coming out of my mouth right now. Ducking and dodging.
I got it.
I'm
Boom.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was just listening to that shortly before you guys came on. All right, scroll up. This is the best way to do it. Type.
I think I put a really good live performance. I think I put it in our chat, like of that.
Mhm.
And it's their live performance is like probably about like a half faster than the album version.
I didn't get a chance to listen to it yet. I was
And
too
then
busy putting my
know,
list together.
The other thing that it's a cover. It's based off of a let me see. I put the notes in here. It's based off of a old blues guy. What was his name? Of course, I can't find it right now. Oh, there it is. Hogman Maxey, and it was an album, and if you it's called Duckin' and Dodging, and it was recorded at like some in the jail in like Alabama or something like
Oh wow.
Oh.
that. Yeah. So it's based off of that. So.
Now, since I didn't listen to it, is this like a very close cover, or is it like some other
No.
songs where they like just completely change it?
They completely changed it, but it has the same kind of same kind of vibe for it. Yeah.
That was one of the things I liked about them is that they'll take a song like oh god, which one was it? They did a song that had like I think it was Memphis Blues or something like that. Like very clearly riffing on like a Bob Dylan song, but it's not a cover.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Presidents. They're just like, yeah, we'll kind of make it a cover.
Yeah, it's sort of a cover. It's,
Not really.
not really. All right. That song specifically sounds like it belongs on Scott Pilgrim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Back to me, huh? And we're at our 6. We're at Scott's 6. So anything here is cake. And we have plenty. There's still 1, 2,
Cake.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
I actually
7,
saw
8, 9.
somebody that said that this reminded them of Cake, like the band.
I can see that, but
Yeah.
I like them a lot better.
Yes.
You know what? Yeah, they're musically not the same, but like it's the same attitude for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never got there, but yeah, that's apt.
Specifically for me, they did the cover of These Boots Are Made for Walking.
Mm.
And the way that they did it so much in their own way reminded me of like Cake doing what was that song they did the cover of?
I Will Survive.
I Will Survive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like they made it their own way also, like it was perfect.
Yeah.
I don't think it made my list though. 'Cause I just couldn't do a cover.
Yeah.
All right. How about What Color is Blood?
I don't have that one.
No.
Oh. That's all right. We are
What
so
album's that on again?
Sunbathing Animal.
Sunbathing. Yeah.
Okay.
It was bound to happen, and this is where that happens.
Mm-hmm.
We're at that part of the show. All right. All right, Scott.
So I'll go back to Milano. Like everyone else, it wasn't my favorite. And then I just basically have one from that album, and I thought it was the best song of the album is "Pretty Prizes."
Oh no, I don't have that.
I don't have it.
Yeah, I figured that'd be the case.
You never know. You never know.
I did like that one a lot though. That almost made it through to my last thing because it was a very, I wrote down it was a sexy, quirky duet.
Yeah, and there was a lot of back and forth in the song. And
Yeah.
I thought it kind of like represented the album pretty well.
It does. And the thing is that like I feel bad not having more songs from the album, but I didn't feel like it represented Parquet Courts on their own, but it's a fantastic album.
It is. I agree.
Because I like Daniel Lupi, I like or however you say it, Karen O, and I like Parquet Courts. Like it's a perfect collaboration.
All right. Jenny?
Oh, was it my turn? Okay. This one, I have to say this one because when I was putting together Bell and Dubs and I needed background music, and I went on Free Music Archive and I actually found Parquet Courts. They changed the name since it got put in there, but I did use this in the show, so I have to put it in the list. Bodies Made Of.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
That one.
I don't remember what they called it in the version that I used. But as soon as I listened to it on this last pass, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's the Let's Get Baked song. What?
What? Stupid sound effects. Stupid show. Jeff, this show.
This show.
All right. Maybe we do 2 more rounds and then dump out because I feel like we're doing here.
I'm running very low.
Yeah, we got the 6 through unanimous, and we got 10 that we need to trim down. So yeah, I feel like we're good. We'll do 2 more here. How about I Was Just Here?
No, I'm not there.
No, I don't have that one.
That's the one I said sounds like Devo.
Yeah. Oh, of course, that's why I couldn't get rid of it.
Yeah. Understandable. I almost put it through just for that reason alone.
Yeah.
Because it really shows like the range of what they do with their music also.
I can also understand it not making because it doesn't. I feel like the MO we're looking for is chaos. So,
I mean, it is chaos.
It's a much more controlled chaos, but yes.
Yeah.
All right. Scott.
So let's do Wide Awake, Back to Earth.
No.
Nope. Again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I mean, I could have been sold easily if Jenny, like anything on Wide Awake, I could be sold super easily.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'll let this song play for a second before I just yell over it.
You know what else? I like their drummer. I like the drumming. I don't know. That just kind of stood out to me, like on a few songs. Like I don't remember which ones, but
Does it bring that chaotic energy in?
yeah.
All right, Jenny.
I don't know which one to pick. Look, I'm going to finish out my Wide Awake selections. For some reason, I wrote down "fuck this song." There must have been just something that made me tee-hee, or just made me happy. Just the title track, "Wide Awake."
Oh, nope.
No.
What a bummer.
I
Man.
feel like that was the most poppy song on
It
the
is.
album. Dancing and like the whistles and everything.
Yes, it's just so over the top, like poppy and dancey. Which, even in this album, which is kind of a poppy, dancey album, it's just so over the top and just like you can't help but like want to dance with it.
Yeah. All right. We'll go one last round before we dump out. Having a hard time finding you guys. How about Black and White?
No.
Hold on. I know I had it on my list. No, it's on my maybe list. It was a last minute cut too.
All right.
It's a really good song.
All right, Scott.
All right, Sympathy for Life, Black Widow Spider.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Nope. This is we're all over. We are all over.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised we got as many unanimous as we did.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I'm not.
Apparently.
Clearly.
I knew it all along. I'm Scott. All right.
All right.
Wait, is it
Jenny?
my turn now?
Yep.
I have lost track. Oh, my last pick. I think it has to be Berlin Got Blurry.
Yep.
Okay. I don't have it, but it gets to stay alive.
I like how it's kind of like got Western vibe. I got Western vibes off of that. Like
Yeah. To me, it was that what you call Western. It's a surf, like a '60s surf guitar sound to me. And I've said it on the show a million times. I love that. I'm a sucker for it. It has like I think that was the one that had the keyboard in it too, like the very like '60s synth kind of sound to it. I think that whole album did, honestly, which is why I liked it.
All right. Let me just dump out here. We'll go right from the top. You're No Stoner.
No.
Nope.
Vienna 2.
Nope.
One Man, No City.
Nope.
Nope.
Flush.
Nope.
Nope.
Normalization.
Nope.
Negative.
And last but not least, Homo Sapien.
Yes.
Oh. Finds one at
No.
the end. All right. Homo Sapien. Justin, Jenny. All right, Scott.
Okay. Two Dead Cops.
No, but man, I wanted to.
Yeah. I thought it was
This
pretty,
close.
pretty relevant and all that jazz. It's Sympathy for Life, the title track. And that's it.
Oh, wow.
So I just get to throw out some just instant trash.
Yeah, just for fun.
He's Seeing Paths, which I almost dissed because it's like 8 minutes long. You know, sometimes people get lost on an 8-minute song.
Yeah.
And Application Apparatus.
So you didn't have very many left either.
No, I was like legit almost done. Application Apparatus, like it's kind of it's a slow build, so I could see where it would be like a miss for people too, because you know, it's I don't know, it gets there eventually. You know, you get that energy from them.
They have a few songs like that. I forget what I'm trying to think of. Remember, it's like a super long intro. It's like a 3-minute or 4-minute intro.
I think the biggest problem is that wasn't what I enjoyed those songs, but that wasn't what I wanted to portray of them. If that makes sense, like, because they're best at getting right to the point.
Now, I will say that depending on my level of sobriety at the moment that I was listening to this band, I had different picks. Some days I was like, oh man, this one's really good. And other days I'm like, I don't know. Look, I'm just saying, it's a band for stoners. That's all.
All right, so 6 through unanimous. Ducking and Dodging, Every Day It Starts, Master My Craft, Pretty Machines, Tenderness, Walking at a Downtown Pace, which means Scott has won the final say with the 6. So 3 will be up to us, Jenny.
Okay.
And we got 12 that we need to trim down to those 3. So already. So almost had to start a fight. Already Dead, Berlin Got Blurry, I can speak, Borrowed Time, Freebird 2, Homo Sapien, Human Performance, Instant Disassembly, Soul and Cigarette, Stoned and Starving. What's great is I'm not going to edit either. Total Football, Uncast Shadow of a Southern Myth. Okay. So is there anything sitting there in those 12 that you're like, cool, but it really probably should have gotten through unanimously, Jenny?
I was about to say something and then my screen went out. Okay, It's back. Okay, so I actually have a couple. I'm just gonna say them right now and then get it out of the way. Instant Disassembly.
Okay.
Soul and Cigarette. And what was the other one? I can't remember, so I guess I don't get a pick. Oh, Freebird 2. And I didn't have that one. I was the holdout on that one.
All right. So Freebird 2. Boom.
I really kind of wanted to, but it was kind of one of those where I was like, I think they're going to have it, so I think it'll be fine.
Yeah. All right. So if I popped in Instant Disassembly because I was the odd man out there, Freebird 2 because you were the odd one out, and the other one was Soul and Cigarette, and Scott was the odd person out there, and if we take that, that's it. and so I guess what I'm saying is there something other than Soul and Cigarette that we want, or is Soul and Cigarette the number 9?
I'd say Almost Had to Start a Fight.
See,
Out of Patience. Like that's the one, I think.
And then Scott, you still get your 10, so number 10. So
Final pick.
yeah. So how strong do you feel about keeping Soul and Cigarette, Jenny? Is it just one that stuck out to you, or do you think we need that covered?
We can discuss it. I don't I wasn't like, oh my God, we need that one there.
Okay.
But
it would be the only song from Milano.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we were kind of talking about this beforehand. I don't know that. I mean, even looking at this, we kind of accidentally covered a lot of ground anyway. We got something pretty much from almost everything.
Yeah, I think the album on the whole, like we were saying, is it's a really good album, but it's not Parquet Courts.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
I just felt like that was the most Parquet Courts out of all of them.
For sure. But we still have something like Total Football sitting there, and we have like Borrowed Time and almost had to start a fight is still sitting there, and
right.
You
make a good point.
are those better and more indicative? Like, I don't know, if we still had like 3 or 4 left, I think Soul and Cigarette has a chance. But with one last pick, I don't see that as the strongest of these 10 remaining, I guess is my point.
And we don't have anything from Human Performance up yet.
Do we not?
Am I missing
Berlin,
it?
Well, no, you're right.
We don't. No.
I feel like we need something from that album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we've got Already Dead, Berlin Got Blurry, and Human Performance. I mean, I could be convinced on any of those 3. So,
but you were an advocate for Human Performance. Could I hear a little bit of it?
Sure.
I don't know if it's going to help.
It never does, but like we do it anyway, because masochists.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit!
Yeah.
Right.
He has such a great voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's very unique too.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to get to that point where you realize that it's great, if that makes sense. Because like initially you just think it's just that voice, like when you get here on this song, you realize, oh wait, no, like this is actually a really good voice. Like he's not just doing a voice.
Man, that song's good.
Well, then maybe that's our
You know what?
pick.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah.
Well, do we have this? Because like we have got a lot of higher energy stuff.
I like this song though.
Yeah.
I want it.
All right.
Give me that song.
Okay. You will hear no arguments from me. All right. So that brings us to our number 10, which Scott and Scott alone may pick. And you'll get no arguments. If you want to pick out of the trash, that's fine. I prefer it to be a song that's still alive, but you do not have to do that.
Well, so what do we already have? I need to refresh.
Okay, you want me to... I'll run down the 9 that we have. Ducking and Dodging, Every Day It Starts, Master of My Craft, Pretty Machines, Tenderness, Walking at a Downtown Pace, Instant Disassembly, Freebird 2, and Human Performance.
Well, then Almost Had to Start a Fight.
There you go. Simple enough.
Yeah.
All right. Boom. 3. And then that is final say. All right. Now let's crank up the volume a little because I'm going to run these down. Ducking and dodging every day it starts. Master my craft. Pretty machines. Tenderness. Walking at a downtown pace. Instant disassembly. Freebird 2. Human performance. Almost had to start a fight. In and out of patience. Scott, which one is the one?
Well, I've talked about it a lot, but I would say almost how to start a fight.
There we go.
Out of patience. Yeah.
Jenny?
I was looking at either that or walking at a downtown pace.
This might be one of the harder number ones we've had to do. Because
Yeah, I don't know because I could pick any single song off of this list.
yeah, because I'm looking at ducking and dodging and going, this is what we were talking about with the band. Like, this is the chaos. And then you have something kind of pretty like human performance. Like, oh, by the way, they can do this too. Kind of a little funkier, a downtown pace. Here, this never helps. So let's do it. I was the oddball on almost. Come on. Ugh. So
I like that middle part when they transition between the two songs too.
So let's also think about think about the band, right? Let's think about what the number one is. The number one is the representation in the year end. Who's generally speaking on that episode, the best of episode? Do we put something there to just piss him off? I mean, he's going to be pissed off by this band no matter what. There's no way he's picking anything that we pick. But listening to this.
I think if you were to tell somebody to listen to a song and to get a good grasp of the band and also a great song to hook them in, I think it's that song.
And they don't fuck around with this song. Out of the gate, it's high energy.
Yeah.
That's what you get with this band.
Well, I'm looking at it. The runtime is only 3 minutes. They do two songs in 3 minutes.
Yeah, they finally took those minute and a half songs from the earlier albums and just mashed them together.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can really think of it as one song too, because the kind of way they mashed them up.
It's a great energy. It's a great tune. Yeah, I think this is the one. I think I'm with it. Let's go ahead and make that our number one as well. Boom.
And since I think this is kind of like the group favorite album, if you send them something from that album, get them hooked that way. You know, that's how it worked for me. So
yeah, Wide Awake definitely is. It's definitely their jam. Like that. Yeah. It makes it so much easier to ingest the stuff before too. You go back once you listen to Wide Awake, you go back and listen and appreciate what they were doing before Wide Awake a lot easier too.
That's I mean, that's how I broke into them was with Wide Awake. So
all right, so boom, let's start from the beginning here. Almost had to start a fight. In and out of patience is our number one. Ducking and dodging every day it starts. Anxiety. Master my craft. Pretty machines. Tenderness. Walking at a downtown pace. Instant disassembly. Freebird 2. Human performance rounds out our 10. Let's let Almost had to start a fight get its moment in the sun. Where are they from? Never know. The world may never know, but the world will know this, that if you enjoyed this conversation, you enjoy this podcast, you can subscribe, rate, or comment, or all three of those things. That would be cool too. We're on all podcast platforms, so that's how you do that. My preferred method of sharing and listening to Deprogrammed is on legionofstupid.com, because you click Deprogrammed and look, boom, there's everything. If you'd like to hear episodes that Jennie was on, oh my gosh, you go to this episode, it'll say her name, you click her name, oh my god, there's every episode she's been on. Wow. Who
How
knew?
many times have I yelled at someone over music?
Yeah. If you want to hear Scott, just really laying into people about Jesus and Mary Chain, just saying, you can do that too, because that happened.
Did you start a fight, or did you just almost start a fight?
I didn't nail them on the cross.
Yeah. So you can go to legionofstupid.com. You can hear all of the podcasts, including, by the way, season 3 of Bell and Dubs. Boom.
Oh, what?
Oh my god. Legionofstupid.com is where you go for that. Also, patreon.com/ohhijustin is a great way to support me on my journey to content creation. $1 a month gets you in the door, gets you all sorts of great content. It gets you daily Oh Hi Justin podcast, which, did I do that yet today? I don't remember. Shrug. I'll get to it. It's early. So you get that. You get Deprogrammed before the rest of the world. You also get access to Discord channels that the rest of the world does not. Oh my gosh, how crazy is that? And again, you're helping me out, helping me push on through to the other side of content creation. And I think, one last thing you get with your pledge to Patreon is the After the Fact podcast, which we will be recording in T-minus, 5 minutes. When this pod stops, that one starts, and we just keep talking. And if you'd like to hear that conversation, get in on the Patreon. It's the best and easiest way to do it. With that, Parquet Courts. But I'm loving people. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.